Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Chris, one of the teachers from the Business Management and Finance team, and will be presenting the information for this session. However, before we start, please watch this introductory video and then we'll get stuck into the information.
Why choose TAFE? Thank you for joining our webinar. Before we begin, we'd like to tell you a bit about us. TAFE is the largest registered training provider of vocational education and training in Tasmania and operates from 16 campuses and training locations across the state. We are very proud to say that we are the 2020 Large Training Provider of the Year for Tasmania. This award recognises excellence in the delivery of high-quality training and acknowledges the calibre of our teachers and the wide range of opportunities and support services provided to help you gain the skills you need for the job you want. Our focus is on providing you with hands-on training that is nationally accredited and aligned to the needs of Tasmania's many diverse industries. This means that when you complete a TAFE qualification, you'll be walking away with the skills and knowledge currently in demand within your chosen field of study. Our top 5 reasons why TAFE is the best choice. Flexible delivery. As well as delivering in the classroom, we also offer online learning, as well as community and regionally based programs, workplace and apprenticeship training. Accredited and nationally recognised qualifications. We offer over 200 nationally accredited and industry-endorsed qualifications from Certificate 1 to Advanced Diploma level, as well as short courses and skill sets across more than 30 industry areas. Real-life learning. Our courses focus on giving you hands-on practical training so that you'll gain the skills and knowledge you need to be job-ready in your chosen industry. Links with industry. We work hard to develop and maintain partnerships with local business and industry to ensure your training is relevant, current and up to date. Specialist facilities. Our campuses and training facilities offer a wide range of industry standard facilities and equipment, including nursing wards, restaurants and cafes, hair and beauty salons, and automotive and construction workshops. Before we start, some housekeeping. You don't need a camera or microphone for this webinar. You'll be able to see the slides and see the presenter. We can't see or hear you. To switch on closed caption, click on the CC icon in the bottom right-hand corner. Questions and comments are welcome through the Q&A panel. We'll answer questions that have been submitted after the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be available on our website. How to ask questions. To open the Q&A panel, click the question mark. The Q&A panel will appear on your screen if you are on a mobile device, or on the right-hand side of your screen if on a laptop, desktop. You can enter your name or choose to remain anonymous. Questions will not be published until approved by the moderator. Thank you for joining us. Our presentation will now begin.
Right, okay. Well, welcome back once again. As indicated in the video, you can ask questions as we progress through the session. Just use that chat function on the side of your screen. I have 3 other teachers here with me, Lee, Scott and Chris, who will collate your questions and then we'll answer them at the end of the session. Obviously, it could be that we'll answer the questions that you're asking during part of the presentation. Okay, so as you can see, qualifications from our area, the business administration and management area, can lead to a range of jobs right across the employment spectrum. And the beauty of our particular qualifications is that you can use them virtually in any industry. So let's talk a little bit about each of these particular qualifications. So as you can see, the Certificates 4 in New Small Business is a course for those who have a business idea and want to turn it into a reality. Or maybe you are in business and want to expand it. So in this course, you'll learn how to create a sound business plan covering key aspects such as legal requirements, financial planning and management, marketing and operational strategies. Other skills that we touch on in this particular course include using spreadsheets, writing complex documents, networking, and developing your work priorities. Certificate 4 in Human Resources. So if you've got great interpersonal skills and would like to work with people in a business environment, it could be that a qualification in HR might be just the career path for you. The qualification itself will give you the skills required to work in a range of support positions in the human resource management area. These include such things as personnel administration, personnel services such as recruitment, industrial relations, training and development, human resource planning, and knowledge management. The Certificate 4 in Business. Now, this course will apply your existing skills and business knowledge, learning how to take on a new set of challenges with this particular qualification. This course is ideal if you're looking to further develop your broad range of business skills. This is a great qualification for those who are looking to work in an office administrative type position because it's got a strong admin flavour to it. Certificate 4 in Leadership and Management. This is a great qualification. It's an ideal qualification for up-and-coming team leaders or supervisors or existing team leaders and supervisors who want a qualification that recognises their skills and knowledge. As well as taking responsibility for your own performance, you'll learn the skills required to provide professional leadership, guidance and support to others. You'll cover topics such as effective workplace relationships, communication skills, operational plans, team development, project work, continuous improvement. You'll also look at staff recruitment, selection and induction, how to identify risks and apply risk management processes, and of course, really important, work health and safety procedures. Certificate 4 in Project Management Practice. So if you like solving unique problems, managing resources and working as part of a team, this qualification will equip you with the skills you need to become an effective project manager. It is advantageous to have a small project that you are currently working on or will be working on in order to meet some of the performance criteria required to gain the qualification. If you are interested in this particular qualification, please direct any inquiries to Tracy Keats, whose email address appears above. She is our expert in this particular area. Okay, diploma qualifications. These are really suitable for someone who's had extensive work experience and has been working in a business environment and supervising staff for around 3 years. I know we say at least there, but if it's 2 years and 6 months or 2 years and 8 months, that's pretty close. The other thing that you might want to take into account is that if you haven't had that degree of experience but have completed a Cert 4 qualification, such as the Cert 4 in Business, HR or Leadership and Management, then we can give you direct entry into the diploma itself. And a thing to remember with our diploma qualifications is that they are a great pathway if you want to move on to university. So let's have a look at these particular qualifications. First off, we've got the Diploma of Leadership and Management. So as I've said, this qualification is ideal if you have considerable experience in your industry, are able to apply solutions and plans to workplace problems, and are looking to manage the work of others. In this course, you will develop your leadership skills to lead and manage effective workplace relationships and team effectiveness, manage quality customer service, and improve your emotional intelligence. You'll also learn how to manage operational, budget and financial plans, support the recruitment, selection and induction of staff, manage risk, and ensure a safe workplace. Students often ask about the difference between the Cert 4 and the diploma qualifications because they sound like they have similar content. A really simple rule of thumb: if you are a supervisor or a team leader, then usually that's the Cert 4 qualification for you. The diploma is for managers who the supervisors or team leaders often report to. The focus at diploma level is on systems and processes that actually support the team leaders and supervisors to implement activities, etc. Diploma of Project Management. So this course is ideal if you are currently managing or intending to manage complex projects using specialised technical and managerial skills. In this course, you will learn how to implement a variety of approaches to solve unique problems, effectively manage sometimes scarce resources, provide strong leadership and management skills which are crucial for success across a broad range of industries. This qualification is ideal if you have considerable experience in your industry, are able to apply solutions and plans to workplace problems, and are looking to manage the work of others. Upon successful completion of this course, you will be able to apply the knowledge, practical skills and experience in leadership and management you need to manage the work of others across a range of businesses and industry contexts. Now, let's look at some of the classic questions that students ask. Study load. As you can see, a full-time study load is usually between 6 to 10 units per semester, and at TASTAFE, a semester is half a year. Important points to remember: all units have at least one assessment per unit, and usually quite a few more. You will be required to work on units outside of class time, which may involve things such as the revision of the work that you covered during the class, actual preparation for or homework, if we dare use that term, for the next lesson, completion of class activities, and assessment work. This is where you will undertake activities to demonstrate your knowledge and competence so that we can sign you off. Now, some exciting information which just turned up literally yesterday. Job Trainer. Now, Job Trainer, or the Job Trainer Fund, is a jointly funded initiative of the Australian and Tasmanian governments. And what's happened is that TASTAFE has successfully applied for some of these Job Trainer places, and we got them for the courses that we've been talking about. The idea is that Job Trainer supports Tasmanian job seekers, school leavers and young people to access no-fee training. So at the moment, the qualifications which are being supported by Job Trainer in our area are these: the Cert 4 in Business, the Cert 4 in Human Resource, the Certificate 4 in Leadership and Management, the Cert 4 in Project Management, the Diploma of Leadership and Management, and the Diploma of Project Management. The only one that seems to have missed out is the Certificate 4 in New Small Business. Now, to find out more about Job Trainer eligibility and how it works, please visit our Job Trainer page by searching Job Trainer, one word, on our website for details, or via our Info Week landing page on the home page of our website. You do not need to apply for a Job Trainer place. Your eligibility will be determined via your application. If you are eligible and we have a Job Trainer place available, we will offer you a no-fee place. If you are eligible but we have no job trainer places available, you will be offered a place in the course but will need to pay fees. We encourage you to apply for this course as soon as possible as numbers are limited. Applications will open on the 9th of November. To quote my mum, first in, best dressed when it comes to getting these particular job trainer places. So please, if you're thinking about enrolling, get your application in. So, the application process. As I said, applications will open on the 9th of November. To start your application, visit the TASTAFE Business and ICT page on our website and click on the Apply Now button. Before the applications open, please take a few minutes to watch our Applying to TASTAFE video. This will take you through the process, and in preparation for applying, we encourage you to do two things. One, create a TASTAFE student account, and two, obtain a unique student identifier, also called USIs. Details on how to do both, along with how to access support and to apply, is available in the Applying to TASTAFE video. Once you've submitted your application, please keep an eye on your emails, as this is how we will advise you on the outcome of your application or if we need any further information. Student support. When you enrol in TASTAFE and become a student, you have access to a range of student support services, which include getting in contact with our student counsellors or disability liaison officers. And we offer a range of student services, including, as listed there, additional support with literacy and numeracy, study skills, financial assistance, counselling, disability support, and career planning. Please call 1300 655 307 to make an appointment. Okay, that concludes our formal presentation. Now let's answer your questions. And sorry, just let me check for a moment. Okay, we have a range of questions coming online now, and I'm going to pass you over to Chris to answer the questions about human resource.
So the Certificate 4 in Human Resources is put down for a 1-year pathway. There are 10 units that need to be completed. These units are all online and enable people to work through at their own pace. At some stage, you will be required to meet up with myself and go through some observations. And we will also be offering some workshops next year, which are not compulsory. They are just another resource that will be made available to students who are doing the Certificate 4 in Human Resources. And also, as a Cert 4 student in HR, you can also join the Australian Human Resources Institute for $38.50, where you get all of the most up-to-date resources sent to you on a regular basis.
Thank you, Chris. We now have a question for new small business, and Scott, if you could please address that one.
The question I can see here is someone to contact, and that's myself. And I think I sent you an email address that you can contact me on if you would like to. don't know if you got that. I don't know how to tell if you got it. You might send me a message, say I got it.
Scott, that did go through, just so that you know. I just thought I'd let you know.
Thank you.
Okay, we also have a question in relation to Certificate 4 in Leadership and Management and how much class time is required for this. The Certificate 4 in Leadership and Management is not offered via classes. We do it in what's called flexible mode, which is online. This is because the Cert 4 Leadership and Management is primarily aimed at students who are working, and we offer it over a 2-year period. Over that 2 years, you would be expected to complete approximately 1 unit of study around about every 8 weeks. That's a fairly typical question about how much time do you need to invest, and the answer we often give is, how long is a piece of string? It's halfway, twice the length from the beginning to the middle. The reason that we are a little bit vague is because the amount of time that you are going to need will depend upon your experience, your study skills, etc. What we found is that often what happens is, as students participate in these in the program, their speed of progress, their progress actually speeds up because they get used to the format of study. They get used to the requirements of how deep they have to go or the depth of answers required, etc. So it does get quicker. But look, you could, as a rule of thumb, expect at least 3 hours per week, at least, in order to complete particular units. Some units are easier than others, and so you might complete that in a shorter period of time. I know that's full of generalities, but really that's the best we can do. What will often happen is that once you enroll and we've got you going, you'll have support from the teacher. We'll contact you, we'll talk with you, you get to bounce ideas off us, etc. And we'll just facilitate the process of getting you through. Okay, I'm just going to check. Another question was, are we teaching the Diploma of Leadership and Management next year? And the answer is yes. We do it again in 2 formats. You can do it full-time in a class scenario, or you can do it over a 2-year period in our flexible online program. So that definitely going to be teaching it next year. Any other questions? I'm just checking with my support teachers here to see if there are any other questions.
I've got one here. Someone has a small business and they've completed Cert 3 in business admin. Is this new small business beneficial to me? Look, it could be. I've found that students over the years have really appreciated some of the financial planning units. It's something that they might not actually have done before. So we sort of project profit and loss and cash flow. So they're very useful. And I've had students that have been in business for a number of years who have enjoyed those units. Some of the other ones you may have already completed, like your legal issues. You might have your licenses and all those things already. The marketing one's a good one to do in your business every year anyway. You should always be looking at your marketing to revisit who your customers are, what sort of products you're going to supply to them, or your services that you're going to offering. So you should always be looking at that. So it doesn't hurt to revisit some of those units as well. There's some other units in there that you might have already done in the Cert 3 spreadsheets and that, and we can look at maybe getting credit transfer for some of those units. So if you're interested, and I think you might be the same person that wanted to contact me. If you are, then just shoot me that email and we can get in touch.
Thank you, Scott. We had a question in relation to tuition fees. The tuition fees are shown for the full qualification. How you will be invoiced depends upon the qualification that you're actually enrolling in. So, for example, if you enroll in the class program of the diploma or the flexible program, you will be invoiced over the life of the program based on what are called the census dates. This is something that the Commonwealth Government requires of us. So you don't necessarily have to pay the full amount up front. It will be staged over the life of the program. If you are doing a flexible program over a 2-year period, then the usual practice is to be invoiced half of the tuition fees and the resource fee in the first year of study, and in the second year of study you get invoiced the remaining tuition fees. We do have another, oh no, that's already been answered.
I've got another question here. A couple of people have asked. So the small business about whether you need to be on campus or not. Some of the units are done online, and that's fine, but the core units, the ones that the financial planning, legal issues, business planning, marketing, they're done in class and they need to be done in class. We don't have online platform for those subjects. So hope that answers your question.
Okay, there was a question in relation to, are there any workplace assessments for the Certificate 4 in Leadership and Management? We can utilise workplace assessment activities. This is something called performance evidence. So when you're looking at vocational training, one of the things that we have to assess is well, two things we have to assess is your knowledge, but also what's called performance evidence. So for example, you may be required to demonstrate particular skills. What we can do is to use some of your activities in the workplace in order to do this. We have to be careful though. Obviously, if you were to demonstrate your communication skills in a team meeting, we would need to get permission to observe that team meeting, and everybody who participated in the team meeting would have to get their permission as well. But again, that's something that you will be able to discuss with your teacher at the time you're actually studying the unit. We would work out an assessment plan for you. And what can often happen, and what often does happen, is that we use a mix of assessment activities. So sometimes we will use workplace evidence because it's easy to get and we can access it. At other times, we might have to set up some form of scenario where you get to demonstrate a particular set of skills. I hope that's satisfied your query. Chris or Scott, do you have any remaining questions?
No, all answered.
And Scott's saying no as well. Okay, well, I think that has answered all of the questions that people have sent in to us. So thank you for joining us today, and goodbye.